Hmm? Hands in Mudra. Back, back straight. And we'll do 3 Omkara and then start. So today's focus is on sitting asanas. To start with, the initial plan that I have is we'll do Kapalbhati from each nostril. So Kapalbhati from the Ida and then Pingala, and then a regular Kapalbhati, and then we'll do the Shithali Pranayam. After that, we'll go to the Brahmari and then continue with our asana poses. So let's sit in Sukhasana or any other comfortable asana, and then Kapalbhati is forceful exhalation, but it's again belly-based breathing. So take a fast breath in, complete deep breath, and then put a lot of pressure from your belly, and then push the air out. So we'll do 20 strokes, but to start with, again in pranayama mudra, close your left nostril and breathe only through the right nostril. Use your right hand to close and the left and right nostril. Archit, right hand. And then we'll continue with the left side. So close your left nostril and then 20 strokes. Count in your mind 20 and then stop. Back straight. Again, close the right nostril. Now breathe through the left. 20 more strokes. Use both your nostrils and then exhale and inhale. Again 20 strokes. You'll feel that breathlessness after no breathing phase. That's the Kumbhaka phase. We'll talk about more about Kumbhaka, Pranayama, and the Pranayama phases tomorrow. So we'll spend more time on the Pranayama tomorrow, and then less time on the comparatively less time on the asanas. So for now, we'll continue with uh, the last 20 strokes of Kapalbhati using both the nostrils. Back straight, 20 more strokes. What Kapalbhati does is again forcefully exhales the air, basically compresses your lungs and makes it forcefully take the air in and out. So it gives more elasticity to your lungs. And because of that, your lung capacity increases. So you're able to breathe in and breathe out effectively during the day. So if you do more forceful breathing, the amount of breathing that you do per second increases, but your body gets saturated with oxygen. So eventually, if you take a 5 minute window after Kapalbhati, you breathing would have slowed down. So breathing after Kapalbhati slows down. So that's why Kapalbhati is considered one of the effective breathing practices. Again, Kapalbhati, what it does is it enlarges your lung capacity also. So all the breathing related problems. So it slows down your breathing, your blood pressure slows down, and then it helps the diabetes also. So it's a complete asana, and because there is a lot of physical thrust that comes in and out, it's also considered one of the good warm-up exercises. Surya Namaskar or Kapalbhati are one of the great exercises to start in the morning. So next we'll go with Shitali Pranayam. So with the three types of Shitali, the first one is roll your tongue in a vertical way and then inhale through the mouth, exhale through the nose. Again, one count of inhale, two counts of exhale. Slow, very slow exhale. So roll your tongue vertically and inhale. Let's do it 3 times. Next type of Shitali pranayam is roll the tongue horizontally and then perform the Shitali pranayam. So roll it horizontally 3 times inhale and 3 exhale. Last time. The last variation in Shitali is Sadanti. So teeth together. So once you keep your teeth together, breathe in through the mouth and then breathe out through the nose. So 3 times again. So let's join the teeth and then breathe in. We'll start with Brahmari. That's the last breathing practice that we'll do today. So Brahmari is first close your earplugs with the thumb. The 2 fingers close your eyes, and the ring fingers plugs your nose. But before you plug your nose, take a breath in, and then close your mouth, and then chant a. So because you chant a with the mouth closed, it becomes a ma. So I'll take my headphone off. We'll do it 2 times. So it's a very good practice. So we'll start. I'll take my headphone off so it might not be very clearly audible.
start with the asana practices. So starting is Shashakasana, uh, and then two variations in Shashakasana, and then we'll do Pavan Muktasana variation also. Pavan Muktasana variation is largely for your abs and fat, belly fat. So Shashakasana, sitting in Vajrasana, comfortable seated posture. To start with, hands on feet, but when you get stabilized, put your hands on the ground. So put your hands on the ground, but to start with, on the feet so that you get that stretch. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, keeping the back straight. Try to push your body forward, pull your body up, and then slowly go down. Exhale and slowly go down. Pull your body forward. Pull back up. One more time. This time when we do the Shishikasana, hold your hands from the back and then raise them up. Perfect. Job. Next is Pavan Muktasana. It's one of the types of Pavan Muktasana that we uh, generally follow. So there's no specific name for this, but it's a Pavan Muktasana variation itself. So hands and legs in the tabletop position. Alternate um, hands and legs. So left hand goes forward, right leg goes back. Get the stretch. Pull your hand forward, leg backward. Cross the back. 5 times. Stretch. Opposite side. Touch it slow. Left leg, right hand. Get that stretch. Next is Marjarasana. So in this posture itself, Marjarasana is Marjarasana is tabletop, hip distance apart, looking forward, and the stable posture is push your hips down, push your hips down, and look up as you inhale. As you exhale, raise your hips up and down. So we'll do it for 5 times. So hips down and look up, inhale, and hips up, the back up, chin goes and touches the chest. 5 more times. So if there are any questions during performing asanas, you're not able to hear me or see me, any of those audio video issues, or you're not able to follow what I'm saying, please feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. That way I can change it. So we'll start with the Marjarasana 5 times. Inhale, push your hips down. Get the stretch, feel that stretch. Feel the stretch. So next asana that we'll do. So the next asana that we will do is Purvottanasana and Paschimottanasana. So Purvottanasana, sitting in the seated pose. Purvottanasana is raising your body up. Paschimottanasana is raising your body down. Sit comfortably in your seat posture. Toes together. That's the key. Hands either pointing backward or forward, depending on how comfortable you are. Inhale and raise your hips up and pull your hips up. So the effect of the asana is Purva Utthana. So raise it up towards the sky. So pull your hips up. That's the key. And when you pull your hips up, your feet automatically goes down. And try to keep your neck straight. Don't let the neck fall down. So try to keep the neck straight. Pull your hips up. We'll do it for two times, and then go to Paschimotthana. Inhale and raise up. One more time. The next asana is Paschimottanasana. Paschimottanasana is, we'll do it slowly. Start with hold your feet with the hands. So the end goal is touching the forehead to the knees. But if we go directly, then it will hurt the back. So we'll go slowly, step by step. So hold it. If not, use your yoga mat string or any towel to hold it. Every time you exhale, try and get a little more stretch, a little more bend. If you're feeling a pain in the back, means you're doing the right thing. If you're not feeling the pain in the back, it means you're not doing the asana correctly. There is a need to join the feet and then bend forward. Hold your heels if possible. Get that stretch. This asana is all about the stretch. Slowly go down. Next, we'll do more variations in the sitting posture itself. So we'll do Ashtanga Namaskar. We'll do Parvatasana, Ashtanga Namaskar. So both of them are part of Surya Namaskar itself. But we'll do them slowly so that we stress more on the subtle points. And after that, we will go to the Paschimottanasana. Sorry, the Ekapadottanasana. So first we'll go with uh, Ashtanga Namaskar. So again, both of these asanas start with a tabletop position. So come in a tabletop position. And then we'll start with Parvatasana. So Parvatasana, join your feet, join your knees and join your feet. The key is joining your feet. And when you raise up, make sure your entire feet rests on the ground. The requirement is the entire feet and the heel of the feet has to be on the ground. Once the heel rests completely on the ground, the feet automatically falls in its place. And then um, try to keep your ears between your shoulders, neck straight, try to pull it down. And as a second variation, put the chin to your chest. So we'll do two variations of it. One is the regular, and then it's called Parvatasana, and then Adho Mukha Svanasana. So first we'll do Adho Mukha Svanasana, where we'll not touch the chin to the chest, but we'll keep it straight, but pull forward. And while you're doing the asana, when you're in the elevated state, push your hip forward, so you'll get that extra stretch. So what this asana does is it straightens your back. It gives your back and lower back a lot of strength. So the incorrect postures that we sit during the day, um, by doing this asana regularly for months, if not years, your posture itself will get corrected. So you'll start sitting the right way, and then your back pain also starts going down. It gives you a good exercise on your back. So we'll start with that. So toes together, slowly rise up. Heels on the ground. Push your hips behind. Ears between the shoulders. Now put your chin to the chest. Push it forward, backward. Slowly come down. Put down your top. We'll do the Ashtanga Namaskar. It's also called as Chaturanga Namaskar. So it's called Ashtanga or Chaturanga because depending on how you look at it. Ashtanga because you touch 8 limbs, 2 on both sides. So Chaturanga because you touch only 4 different parts. So the toes, the knees, the chest, forehead, and the 2 hands. Only these two touch. Make sure your stomach doesn't touch or your abdominal, anal region. This doesn't touch. Only the knees and the chest. And also make sure your nose doesn't touch. Only the forehead touches. Keep your neck down so that forehead touches and the nose is in the air. We'll go down. Relax. And then one more round. Toes together. We'll continue with the twisted Vyagrasana pose. That's what we have. So hip distance apart. Again in the tabletop position. Raise your legs and then look at your feet from the over the shoulder. You should see your feet clearly visible. Get that stretch on the other side. One more time. Next, we'll do the Kandharasana and Setubadhasana. So the plan today is Kandharasana, Setubadhasana, Utthana Padasana, and then sitting Virasana, which is a relaxing pose. And then we'll do Ardha Garbha Pindasana, and then culminate with Shavasana. So we'll start with Kandharasana, and then we'll go to Setubadhasana from the same. Lay down on your back. Setubadhasana, even though it looks like a sleeping posture, but it's a sitting posture. But to start with, it starts with the sleeping. Try to get your hips closer to your legs, hips and ankle, ideally next to each other. Hold your ankle. Get that stretch. Slowly raise your hip up with the inhale. Support only on your feet and your neck. shoulder and your neck. Sorry, that's called Kandharasana. Kandhar is the shoulder. Pull the hip up, slowly down, slowly up, down. We'll do the next is Setu Baddhasana. Setu Baddhasana is raise it the same way, but put your crown of your head on the ground and try to hold the hands to the ankle. So this is it. Yeah, do it. Hmm. Son is trying to do it, but he's not able to fix it. He's not getting the balance. Some more practice. Okay, so the next one that we'll do is Utthana Padasana, Ekapada Uttanasana. So sit in a comfortable posture. The right leg to start with goes forward, get it back, try to hold the heel. Holding the heel helps, so try to hold the heel and slowly raise it up. Get the stretch, move it back and forth with the heel, with the legs, you move back and forth. That will give you a stability. Touch the forehead to the knee. That is a Ekapada Uttanasana. We'll do the other leg. Hold the legs. Slowly raise it up. And then slowly touch the forehead to the knee. Next is check. The next asana that we have is Ardha Garbha Pinda Ekapada Garbha Pindhasana. So, while sitting in Sukhasana itself, take your hands underneath your legs, lock it, and then get it here and do it pranam. But when you're doing this, raise your legs up and keep your back straight. Raise your legs up, back straight. Let there be a peace on your mind. Feeling relaxed in that posture. Body is getting relaxed. Mind is also getting relaxed. So great stretching asana. It's called leg press or hip opener asanas. Slowly bring it down. Asanas like this, they don't have a direct benefit on any body, but what they do is they open your hips, open the legs. That will help you do the asanas which make more benefit to the body. So these are kind of preparatory or stretching asanas. So every day if we do one or two of these stretching asanas, the body will be ready for doing yoga asanas. So directly getting into the yogasana on the day one when you're starting your yoga journey doesn't help. So these asanas keeps your leg, even if you've been doing yoga for a while, keep doing these asanas, the the body is more flexible. The flexibility in the body is retained. So asanas like this, or Baddha Konasana, those are excellent asanas for keeping your yoga world. It's called as breaking your hip. So it keeps your hip broken. So your hip is more exposed. So you can do more asanas more comfortably. We'll do the other leg, and then raise it up, back straight, push it, pull it inside, back straight, calm and composed. Slowly bring it down. Before we go to Shavasana, we have Bhunamona, the last one. Again, legs forward, sitting straight, and then twist, and then touch the forehead to the ground. We will again now go to the Shavasana. Hands apart, hands usually one complete wrist apart. This is the thumb rule. Take one arm distance, one wrist distance, and then rest it. Neck is not completely on the side, but it's tilted. You'll find a position where neck can be stable at the same time relaxed. Try and feel the relaxation in each part of the body from toe to the top. Raise your body from toe to the top. Feel how your body is feeling relaxed. While we are sleeping in Shavasana, we hear a lot of sounds which we usually tend to ignore. Sounds of nature. Bring your attention back. Feel your fingers, toes, slowly twist to the side. It's closed. And sit up. Hands in Pranam Mudra, and we'll do Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina together. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Thanks for joining. If you have any suggestions, feedback, please let me know. I will be happy to add that on my list. Or any suggestions of any different types of asanas or any asanas. There are hundreds and thousands of asanas. I have only about 220 or 240 asanas on my list spread across 5 to 6 days. But if you have anything new, send me a link, WhatsApp me a link, and I'll be able to practice it and then add it to the list also. Okay.
Thank you, Ji.
Yeah.
Nice day.
Thank you, Prabhat ji.